Can you hear me? Throw out a comment if you can, please. Darn it. Awesome. Thank you. Welcome, wildflowers. I invite you to sit. Use a chair if you can. Be on the ground. Feel gravity. Feel the presence of the earth holding you. Find your breath. And center in your heart as you breathe. As we progress, I invite you to mirror statements I make as prayers. Say them out loud yourself if you so choose. I cherish this body and commit to treating it well. I honor my spirit and commit to integrating it into my life with grace. I own my mind and commit to focusing it with care and reverence. I am a sacred creature, the union of the angelic and the world of the earth. Kaiya. I invite you to stay rooted if you can. Keep your root on the ground. Do yoga. Open yourself with grace and care. Make it exploratory or make it a routine, but keep yourself rooted. And as you root, honor the depths that we are owning together. For thousands of years, many human beings have been taught to fear below, to fear down, to consider this a place where hell exists. It's been a trick. It's been a mildly amusing trick, which is increasingly funny as you gain the depths of awareness that come with true awakening. The trick has involved teaching us to release our fear and our pain and our negative karmas down. And as we release it down, it is functionally composted. It's composted more effectively if you know how to release it well. So when you just take vegetables and throw them out in the middle of the world, they're going to rot in a way that's, first of all, it's relatively ineffective because it's spread out everywhere. And creates a pretty tragically unhappy world that's a mess with rotting fruit and vegetables all over the place. This is not a casual metaphor. The world invites us to learn how to compost our karmas, how to release them with grace and care in appropriate places. The world invites us to turn the compost of our karmas over, to stir it, to aerate it, to stop being afraid of it. When you turn over your pains and your wounds and your negatives, You have to look at them again. You have to be uncomfortable getting close to them. And this is no small thing to an awakening soul that doesn't know how to tell the difference. When you don't know how to tell the difference between what is and is not you, what was and what is becoming, you run the risk of getting tangled with whatever you're in contact with. So when you return to your negatives and take responsibility for them, a lot of people get snagged. They get re-entangled. You can't tell the difference between what you are now and what you are doing away with. And that's why this is the core reason many people fear to do this work. And yet when you fear to do this work, you lose so much of yourself. It comes at great cost, hiding from your past. It's a terrible cost. You become much smaller, much weaker. You have to cut off your best with your worst. And the invitation for this year is to make this a time when you're no longer afraid of yourself. Appreciate that anything that you are prominently in fear of will reveal to you wherein yourself is stuck, where you are stuck within yourself in a way that needs attention. And as you commit to the discipline to follow these fears, stalk them into yourself and find what's yours. As you find what's yours, what you have generated within your own experience, within your lifetimes, you find what you can't just dump. We are not given permission to just release whatever's unhappy. Many of you, I know this, many of you are trying to dump your own karma. And that urge, though very understandable, is incredibly detrimental. Because when you try to dump what is yours, you will be caught in a spin cycle of pain. You'll get temporary relief through actions and experiences that are often tragic, and at best, you'll be weak. You'll be weak because the cost of just dumping your worst is your best. The cost of dumping your worst is your best. So I invite you to root now, and root with an awareness that as you own yourself fully, you can tap into a return. There is a return from the earth. Because much like any real good compost pile, you turn that compost over and you wait. And you turn it over a little bit later and you wait. You get the best earth. You get fresh soil. Your terrible experiences, your awful feelings, your painful memories, your bad karma turns into beautiful, fresh soil. And the earth is a good accountant. Kaiya knows what's for you. So as you're tapping in to receive the returning spirit from below, you have to be able to stare through all your fears. And you learn how. Don't worry if you start without knowing, you learn. But be aware, this is what we do when we sit. This is what meditation leads into. An awareness of the spirit that is feeding you from below. You are given a returned spirit, a transformation of the pain and the wound and the fear and the darkness. Soil is dark. Darkness itself is not bad. Terrible things hide in the darkness. So with this awareness, I invite you a little deeper. I commit to honoring all that is mine. I embrace the gift of the earth, the returning spirit that she offers me. I will learn to trust myself in the face of the fears that arise. I will learn to dream with sacred reverence of what I can create with this new, rich spirit. I will learn to dream with sacred reverence of what I can create with this new, rich spirit. Now here's the beautiful truth. We're going to get back to basics, people. I would like to invite you to consider joining our community. We've recently launched a beautiful video. Thank you so much, Sarah Abu Ali, Nilu for producing, and the many incredible spirits who have offered your testimonials. If you visit the website, it's prominent. It's right on the front page now. It's on the YouTube channel as well. And we're offering a window into the work we're doing and the depths that many have been influenced within. This work it's about living a life in tune with the way the world is changing. We are learning to be the kind of people that will be more normal in 30 years. We're learning to attune ourselves to the balance, to the sacred balance of the new age. To be this in the face of the confusions and pains and the breakdown that's present all around us in many places in the earth, on the world, yeah, all over the globe. To be this, to be the new in the face of the tortured breakdowns it's a gift to everyone you know, everyone you touch. And most importantly, it's a gift to you to know how to tune yourself to hope in a tangible way that influences your daily life is the first step. I'd like to analogize. I'd like to make an analogy for you. Your breath. I invite you to watch your breath right now. Do it again. We do this a lot. As soon as you start to watch your breath, it does not take long before your breath will seize a deeper inhale. I want you to wait for this moment when your lungs act on their own. You're not telling them what to do. The lungs are this incredible sacred gift, right? They're going to work on their own, but you can also control them. But if you stop thinking about them, they'll keep working. And yet, as you learn, when you develop this discipline of learning to watch your breath, you're going to recognize pretty quickly, for a while, as soon as you bring your attention to your breath, you realize it's restrained, it's constrained, it's tight. You're breathing shallowly because you're living shallowly. And no insult intended. It's just about being aware that there's a shallow attitude towards life, which prioritizes mental steps, mental things you want to get done that are out of tune with the rhythms of the world. So maybe you've got a list. People do this in all sorts of ways. Maybe you got a list. Maybe you get jostled around by external pressures. Somebody asks for something, you put that first right away. Maybe you have a routine that prioritizes a certain, it's essentially another form of list. But you're not prioritizing the spiritual weather around you, and your own spiritual presence. What is it today? This is what the breath reveals. The discipline of tuning into your breath, watching it, and becoming aware in a way that invites you to breathe more deeply, is the same attitude that we bring into a healthier life. Forgive me, I just got a little self-conscious. I want to be present with that. I've lived for years protecting my truth, more than I want to. For all that I have exposed myself, on YouTube in particular, I've still been protecting. I've still been hiding my deepest reverence for this life, for this world, for a sacred spiritual way of being. And I've been living it out on my own, but not as deeply as I want to. And much like a breath that is overprotected, if you hide your breath, you're not going to breathe deeply. And I've been hiding my presence. I've been uncomfortable exposing how much I love this life. Thought I had to be tougher, stronger. And sometimes when I look at recordings, I can see in my eyes this kind of like, who's going to fight with me? And it's not who I want to be. I don't fully know how I developed this side of myself. I do think it's probably fairly straightforward. You know, I developed a thicker skin to try to confront the world. As I woke up, I encountered these incredible vulnerabilities within myself, and I was scared to expose them to the world. When I first began doing yoga, I was really enthralled doing yoga outside. And one day, I was in a suburban house by myself. And one day I was doing yoga and young men were smoking a yard away, like on the other side in an alley. And they started heckling me mercilessly and telling me all these, they were going to violate me sexually because I was gay, because I was doing yoga. Now the absurdity was not lost on me. I was tuned into myself really deeply, and I'm like, they're threatening to fuck me because I'm gay. With violence. It was terrifying. For weeks afterwards, I was scared. I was there alone. And it was a terrible introduction to what it can feel like to wake up and to feel your vulnerable, sacred, subtle self. And then walk into a world where plenty of people are very hostile to their own vulnerability. And they're hostile to your vulnerability or my vulnerability because it reminds them of their vulnerability. This is harmonic resonance. If I'm present with my sensitive self in the face of someone who doesn't know how to do that, it stirs them. It unconsciously puts them in a position where they have to sort of re-ask, well, do you feel scared sometimes? Do you need to cry sometimes? Over time, I came to trust this more and more, that that's what was going on. It haunted me for years. And I encountered similar dynamics all over the United States. Brutal boys, almost entirely brutal boys, who simply didn't know how to even be close to someone who was vulnerable and present. And I've still carried some of that. And I've carried it here. And one of the best ways I know how to confront it is to speak to it. When I realize I'm feeling vulnerable, I want to say it. I'm tired of seeing this fierce fear within myself. An anger that's sort of saying, fuck you, before it starts. Because that's becoming the same force that I'm hoping to protect myself against. And that is absolutely the best way to destroy yourself. I don't want to do this on any level. And so shifting to sitting here and being more vulnerable might be a little awkward for a while. And I ask you for your support and your patience as I make this transition. I have much more to give this way. I am called to invite you deeper into yourself, and I can do it best this way. And I'm excited to see how this turns out. And I'm a little uncomfortable, moving through the resistance to get there. So thank you for your support and presence. Increasingly, I invite you to realize we are creating something. Following this time, within the sanctuary, we do what's called lightning sessions. So I offer sessions to the individuals who are members in our community, and I'm able to tune into you through intention. Now, I was doing this before we had an online community space. So I would do it live on YouTube. I would simply tune into someone's handle. I didn't see their face. I didn't have anything other than, please give me a reading, typed into the text box. And I would be able to uncover astonishingly personal insights on people all over the world based on this one little hook that gave me permission to tune into your spirit. Now, this is an extraordinary gift, but it is simply an extension of what everyone is capable of. And it's crucial, as you awaken, to be aware that this is what's happening. You are opening the 6th and 7th and 8th senses that enable you to tune in across distance, tune in through intention, tune in through the presence that you're able to translate into visions within your imagination and even feeling. This is functioning outside the scope of a reading. We are creating a gathering together. I can feel the tone, the tenor, the vibrancy of the gathering. When you commit to watching and rooting, so you're doing the work to root and breathe with the earth and honor the interplay between you and the web of life and tune into it more deeply. You're doing it with us, so we're creating our own unique communal connection to the web of life. We're creating something together. And in this reverence, we're all brought deeper more naturally. So the better you get at it, the better you get at it. The more you're capable of tuning in and rooting and tuning in with us through me, through paying attention to this live feed, the more you're able to tune into the spirit of this throughout your life. So the goal is a service that we're sharing together. We are serving each other. We are tuning each other, creating a vibrancy, and then carrying this with us into our lives. And as we do, we're much more capable of making this shift in daily consciousness. And this is our goal. We're trying to tune into the way of life that's going to be normal in 30 years, to tune in to the way of life of a new age that's already here. It's already here in presence. It's already here in vitality. And as you tap into it, you're able to wake up every day and have a much clearer sense of what today is. And I'd like this to be your commitment for the week and for the year. So we're going to close with these thoughts and with these prayers. For this year, I invite you to cultivate the intention. You wake up and you check your spiritual messages. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It is gorgeous. You wake up, and bless every one of you who doesn't go to your phone or go to the computer. But I'm also encouraging you not to go into tasks. I want you to wake up and sit. Now look, if that's a hurdle at first, lie on your back. Turn, lie on your back. Some days it's harder than others to get up right away, right? So lie on your back. If you need focus, breathe through the key ring. And you're checking your spiritual messages. What is today? What is possible today? What is open to you? What is not? What needs to gestate or wait? In this year, 2026, I commit to awakening every day and sitting for several minutes, breathing and tuning in to my mind and my body and my spirit. In this year, 2026, I commit to awakening every day and tuning in to the spirit of this day. And with this, if you have not made intentions for the year, I encourage you to. I encourage you to take a look at your life and use the simplest formula possible. What's negative in your life that you'd like to improve, and what is positive, what is potential that you'd like to cultivate. I would encourage you to make statements to yourself and make them out loud. So share them in the comments. What are you saying no to? Do you need help? What are you saying yes to? Do you need help? Just being witnessed, can have a profound effect on who you are and what you're going to create. So I will share some of my intentions with you. In 2026, I do not want to eat sweets or drink alcohol alone. Now, I don't drink much. I've gotten my drinking down to 2 a week, typically, and yet I don't want to drink alone. It's not a healthy thing to do in almost every case that I've experienced. And sometimes I do. And I'd like to change that. And I don't think it's going to be very difficult. But I feel it as an important priority. And as soon as I made this commitment, we were over with friends and I was offered a glass of wine and it was an ideal time to share it. And sweets, a little worse for me. You know, there's a particular way sweets could get in and like, I've had a bad day. I deserve a cookie. I think it's a truly bad habit. Sweets are something that are beautiful to share. I can share them with my children. And if I'm eating them at a time, you know, just a bizarre time in the middle of the afternoon, if I don't think my children should be doing it, I shouldn't be doing it. So I want to reserve that as something to share with them. And even, you know, rather than, you know, eating some innocuous or unhealthy packaged thing, make something with them. If it's truly a good time to share a sweet, I think we can do it together. And positively, I feel deeply liberated. I've been through an incredible sickness. Now there's some humor in the fact that I began this live and talked for 20 minutes apparently to nobody because it wasn't working properly. So we're gonna have to work out this live feed on my phone. But during that time, I think I went too in depth into the mechanics of how sick I got, but I just got really sick. My whole family had the flu and it felt like death. And in this death, an old side of me died. Now I'd like to leave you with this. So I'm inviting you into my prayer with a little bit of a lesson. If you wiggle your fingers at the periphery of your vision, you gentle a single pointed focus and you bring it out into this broad awareness. Your vision is a good way to cultivate this as a form of consciousness. So an invitation to have your consciousness be broadly aware. And this is particularly important when you move through negative things. So I just moved through this incredible flu. It was so painful. I didn't eat for days. My daughter, my son, my wife were all deeply sick. And we were just dragging ourselves through it. We didn't have Christmas. It was hard. And I was able, partly because I feel responsible to live up to the respect you all give me, I was able to pull myself into this broad awareness and say, what is changing? What am I missing? And I see within myself several changes that are quite beautiful. I've lost a fear. I've lost a fear of how I am perceived. I've gotten deeper within myself. A part of me that's been self-conscious and overprotective has died. And it's beautiful. I have a deep sense that I just don't care. I just don't care if people don't respect me or appreciate me. And if they're gonna throw barbs or negative judgments at my subtle, my sacred, my tender, my truth, may it bounce back on you with as little effort as possible. I've coached people to hold this for so long, and yet I feel like I have not cut deep enough within me to liberate my own sacred truth. So from now on, I'm going to be sitting here. We will work out the live feed to make it more fluid and effective, and because it's on my phone now, so I can sit and yet have a better view. And in this liberation, much more will be released. I am present in a way that I cherish. I believe I will be able to share much more of my best with you this way, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'm also looking forward to doing away with my resentment and resistance of living in the world. This is a business. We have a community. You can pay to be a part of it. You can pay for sessions. I've broken it up and simplified it. So we're no longer doing reduced rates for packages, but there's just a slightly lower rate for sessions. You are welcome to consider signing up for weekly, bi-weekly sessions. I will coach you to bring this spirit into your life, to find your best, to say no to your worst with grace, to be present every day and discover the weather that is best for you. Discover how to be with the weather that is, to live your best life, to find your truest dreams. And you are also welcome to consider exploring. We have a series of courses and a training that will take you deep together. So some people work better in groups. You are welcome. We've cultivated a beautiful group. Working together is just extraordinary. And thanks to our incredible members, we have this beautiful testimonial, the video that's on the front page of the website. Thank you so much to those who helped create it, yet again. It is a wonderful window into what we're doing together and what you can be a part of. So I invite you to consider it. And that is where we will go next. So we move from this time to a live meeting that members of the sanctuary are a part of. And I will offer readings to people in presence to bring out your best, in presence together. So that is one of the core gifts of the sanctuary. I urge you to look deeper, ask questions if you need to. And let's leave with prayer. Breathing in your heart is a prayer. Rooting and accepting the spirit of the earth is a prayer. Focusing your trust in the face of fear and doubt is a prayer. So many are starving for the presence of spirit, for the power of your spiritual truth. So many are starving in the absence, the disintegration of religious traditions and communities. And yet, these old ways are falling apart because they are not meeting the needs of so many of us. To know ourselves as our own priest and priestess, to know ourselves as a sacred being intrinsic in the essence of living a normal life, is to bring these powers to life simply by how you know them, you feel them, and you breathe them every day. In this year, I pray that it become an extraordinary liberation for your sacred reverence, for your spiritual presence, and for your confidence to live the best life you can live. Thank you for being here. I invite you to share an Om with me. Much love be with you and your families.